Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Carbon Racing Series, which is the first time this series has been featured on my YouTube channel for the first time since December. We were supposed to be airing this on our dedicated Twitch channel, however, apparently I'm a robot. Yes, apparently the Twitch thinks that I'm a robot and I'm making nothing but spam. So, unfortunately, we've got to do things here for a while, until things get sorted out. Anyway, we're here, in Jeddah, where we saw a rather chaotic race last time out. You can actually find that stream on my channel right now, if you so wish. This was the start. Not too chaotic, but then things got a little more chaotic later on, as we could see Formula Cringe doing a bit of ping-pong practice between the walls. And they say that this track isn't dangerous, apparently. And then we move on to the safety car restart, which saw a collision between then championship leader It's Lennart and Simon V8 in the Williams there. Ivan Havdekamp, I believe, won that race, and he's currently leading the championship standings. All he has to do is outscore Fakeaways by 8 points and Lennart by 7 to become the Season 4 champion. And Red Bull has to score 40 points, well, outscore Alfa Romeo by 40 points, but I don't think that scenario is likely. Moving on to the championship standings, shock announcement, Kane has withdrawn from the championship, which means Ivan Havdekamp has got a huge lead in the driver's standings. And replacing Kane is last season's Red Bull second driver, Dan Edwin, moves from Ferrari and goes back to Red Bull, partnering Ivan Havdekamp with Milton Keynes' outfit, who are currently leading by about 48 points. Could they get a 1-2 finish here? It could happen. I don't think they're going to outscore Alfa Romeo, though, who is currently being hosted by Lennart and Fakeaways. And so, we move in to qualifying here in Jeddah. A track which I assume a lot of people don't particularly like. I certainly don't. It's quite dangerous, don't you think? So first, I'm just gonna bring the stream up on my phone just to make sure it's all working as it should be. Oh, bollocks to you, you stupid phone. There we go. Right, so we've got some people coming out already. Let's just bring up the track map now. And lap data. And the first man out was Crazy Steve. He's not been around for a little while. It's been a couple of rounds since he showed up, I think. And he's now driving the car that used to be Dan Edwin's. I think he's actually got the same number that Dan Edwin had. Number 13. Hangis has already retired. So he's unable to take part. And by the looks of things, we only have 15 drivers. Yes. And it's actually not lying about it this time. So all people have to do is set a lap time and they'll get through into Q2. Except Hangis, who's retired already. We've got a reserve driver, Danza. I think this is Bundy, I think his name was, on the Discord. We'll call him Danza 4. Currently on the intermediate tyres, so he doesn't use up any of the dry weather tyres in Q1. Which I assume means that the race is going to be completely bone dry, but, well, it's Saudi Arabia. When was the last time it rained there? Apart from missiles, that is. Ben Dixon is the second man who was out on track. He's behind Crazy Steve, who has just begun his lap. And Ben Dixon is heading down towards the start-finish line to begin his own flying lap. Oh, God. He's turned off the user controls there. Sorry about that. We've got both of the Red Bulls out on track, coming through the final DRS sector. Ben Dixon not looking too happy through there. Ivan is the second Red Bull out on track, which means it's Dan Edwin, the Red Bull returnee, who was not having a particularly good season in the Ferrari. And he's on the intermediates. Let's take a look at the tyres people are on. Yes, Dan Edwin, Ivan, Ryan, and Danza all on the inters, and you can see it's just not an ideal tyre in these conditions. But it's just to make sure, basically to ensure that you don't use up a wet tyre. We've actually had someone joining, that's Leonard. So now people do have to get a lap time in. Oh, Big Bunder Boy has left. Okay, that was... Danza is not Bundy, or whoever it was. It's Big Bunder Boy has not actually managed to... Oh, in fact, he is right there. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. So, Crazy Steve, coming around turn 27 right now. Oh, very close to pulling a Max Verstappen there. Fortunately, he doesn't. Hugs the inside line there, comes across the line to set a benchmark at the 129.1. Ben Dixon comes across the line to reset the benchmark at 127.6. Crazy Steve not having the best of laps on the soft tyre as well. Dan Edwin on the inters is, well, he's on the same lap, isn't he? He's invalidated, as has Ivan Hafterkamp. Pookie, the sole remaining Mercedes, coming through. Oh, he's also on a invalidated lap, so that's not going to matter too much. Ryan Kennedy is just going through the second sector right now onto what is in real life the DRS zone. For some reason, Codemasters or Code Disasters decided to put the second DRS zone down the tiny little straight into turn 13, I think it's called. The sort of hook at the end of the hairpin that is this track. And we can see the pace deficit that the intermediates provide. Danza only doing a 141.1 on the intermediates. And Ryan Kennedy goes 2 seconds slower. Luke GDI also on a flying lap now. He's just started that. Ryan gets out of the way. Ooh, looking a bit unhappy there. I think there's possibly been... May have been a spin or something. There was a yellow flag briefly around turn 1. That might have been Leonard. Oh, apparently there's issues with the server. Thank you. Everything's looking hunky-dory on the stream, so got the performance mode and everything, so we shouldn't have any desync issues, as well as the fact that the game was updated today, so there shouldn't be any desync issues, period. Oh, was that a slight touch of the wall? Don't know, but Formula Cringe has now got the benchmark, 127.4, about 2/10 quicker than Ben Dixon. Dan Edwin's going for another attempt on the intermediates, but Ivan has opted for the soft compound tyres. And Ben Dixon has retired. He's either happy with that lap or he's crashed. I think he's in the pit lane. Jaden has invalidated. He's got a very fast Alfa Romeo. That's Leonard. He's not going fast anymore. He's waiting. So both of these cars are on outlaps. That car, though, isn't though. Well, it was. And I think Ryan may have been caught out a bit. Yeah. Just had to make sure things were hunky-dory with the stream. Let's see. Pookie has the third fastest time. We didn't catch that. 128.4. About a second off of Formula Cringe's time. Actually, was that Formula Cringe we saw coming through? Might have been. He's actually in the Aston Martin. I think he's just a reserve driver today. Which is strange, because last time out, he was in a Haas. He's making way for an Alpine. Which one was that? That was Jaden, but he's invalidated. Actually, no, it wasn't Jaden. It was Big Bunder Boy, who's on an outlap. Is there anyone who's actually on a time lap here? Well, Dan Edwin's found out the hard way that intermediate tyres on a dry track is not a good combination. Big Bunder Boy about to start his flying lap here. And we'll ride with the Alpine for a little bit. Go into turn 1, nice and hard on the brakes. Relatively difficult turn 2, if you can help it. It's no surprise that a lot of people keep cutting that. It's Leonard now sets the fastest lap time, 127.178. About 3/10 quicker than Formula Quencher, with a bit of a wall bang for Bunder Boy there, and he's invalidated, gone a bit wide at turn 10. And he backs off immediately. No point wasting the tyres. Given that Hangis has retired, actually, everyone's fine. So, never mind. Everyone's fine. Faco's on an outlap. Jaden, obviously on his invalidated lap. Afari in the pits still. Leonard. Let's see. Luke GDI on an outlap. Big Bunder Boy. I think I'm getting the Alpines confused. Big Bunder Boy was the person who we were watching. Dan Edwin also on an outlap. Ivan Hafterkamp has actually gone second fastest in the session, just behind Leonard. And as we stated before, he just needs to outscore Leonard by 7 points and Faco by 8 to become the Season 4 champion. They're hoping that he doesn't. But yeah, if he outscores, if Leonard finishes second and Ivan P1, then Leonard is more or less out of contention. Of course, under that circumstance, Faco would also be out of contention and Ivan would be champion. Or if Faco was P2 and Ivan was P1, but didn't have fastest lap, Faco would still be in contention, but it's just not looking likely at all that either of the Alfa Romeos can really win this championship. It could happen. Things could go disastrously wrong for Ivan, as he's going for an outlap, not an outlap, a flying lap now, giving a bit of a slipstream actually to Dan Edwin, so he's I read that situation a bit wrong. We'll ride with Dan Edwin here instead. Goes into turn 1, very close to the line there. GDI has just gone P5, 127.8, into turn 4, which is a lot narrower in real life, or at least it was in 2021. Going through these twisty bits, and there's a lot of twisty bits. Dan Edwin not looking too happy as Big Bunder Boy somehow goes fastest. Not too much faster though, there's very small differences. Leonard or Ivan could make that up relatively easily. Very fast track though. It could depend on car setup. Dan Edwin hugging the walls, going down where the DRS zone should be. What's the Sector 2 time going to be? 58.287. No reference for that. Oh, that's very close. Fortunately, the curbs on the painted curbs are not the edge of the track, just the white line at the very edge, right next to the walls, going into turn 27, which, as you should know, was widened for the real-life 2022 season. DRS wide open as he goes down the main straight across the line. 128.1. It's not the best result out of that, but it doesn't really matter. He just needs to get a lap time in and he'll be through. Red Bull Honda looking splendid. Crazy Steve, what? Still pushing. I guess every lap counts around here. You want to try and get as much practice as you can. And what did I tell you? Someone has already beaten Bunder Boy's time here. 127.0 for CRS Fakeaways. Or just Faco at the minute, but Faco, Fakeaways, whatever. Decent lap. Still within touching distance from by Leonard and Ivan and Bunderboy, who is the surprise, the reserve driver, I think. At least he only turned up today, I think. Apparently, Jaden still having no luck. Keeps on invalidating his laps, his tires. He's still on new tires, so he's a And Affery finally coming out, just as I focus on him. And the Haas, we'll have to see how pacey he is. As people start retiring now. Happy with the lap times, happy that they have lap times on the board. It doesn't really matter as long as you get a time on the board. Affery, though, neglected to go out until the end of the session, probably not finding much worth in it. Jaden, though, is going to try and do a lap on the Inters, potentially. Maybe he's run out of everything that's dry. Baker coming into the pits. Crazy Steve, I think, on a flying lap attempt here. No, he's coming into the pits. Who else is out? We've got Ryan also come out. He's decided he's going to get a lap time on dry tyres as his current time. Not representative, was set on intermediates. Same with Danza 4 here. However, he's not left the pit lane yet. Jaden has decided to go for the Inters, despite the dry tyres being available. Despite everyone else using the dry tyres. They're not the best around here. We've got a yellow flag. That's just Affery weaving down the straight. Trying to get as much heat into those soft tyres as possible. Don't weave too much, though, otherwise it'll take life out of them. Yes, only one person is going to drop off after Q1, and that's Hanges, who retired pretty much 5 seconds into the session. Everyone else will get through, but Q2 is where the action will really take place. So Affery in the Haas, coming through turn 4. Danza has retired, he's happy with that 141. He's done. Oh, a bit of a wobble from the Haas. And he's backed off. He's still got time. Time to get round and start another lap, but it depends on if he has the fuel. Ryan Kennedy, however, set a purple sector in Sector 1. I don't know if that's just personal purple or overall purple, because the game is odd like that. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know. 11 seconds quicker, as to be expected. His previous best was set on the intermediate tyres. It looked like there was skid marks going into the wall there. Wonder if that was caused by someone skidding into the wall. No idea. Ryan Kennedy, however, coming round the final corner. Turn number 27. DRS opens down the final straight. Across the line, 128.4 gets him to P10. About 6/10 clear of Crazy Steve, who's just about to start his final attempt at a flying lap in this session. Though it doesn't really matter. Jaden on the inters. Oh, we got a yellow flag. I think that's just Ryan going slowly. Yes, it is. It's just making way for everyone else. Jaden has actually managed to keep his car inside of the lines despite being on less grippy tyres, and sets a 140.4, which is a bit faster than Danza. And because Afri has a time on the board now, it doesn't really matter if he retires now. But he's still pushing, going for another attempt, as is Crazy Steve and Ryan Kennedy. Oh, and guess who else is back? We've got Mockrane here. It's been a while since we've seen Mockrane. Ryan Kennedy has retired though. He was on the in-lap, however. We'll see where Afri can finish. Be coming across the line in about 15 seconds. Going through turn 27. Making sure not to clunk the wall like Max Verstappen did. We're going to let him live that down, are we? Across the line, 127.6. Decent attempt. Crazy Steve comes across the line. 128.4 is what I just about caught there. And I think that was not far behind. Crazy Steve 128.9 actually, so he's second slowest of the dry tyre runners. So not a particularly representative lap time from Crazy Steve. But now we move into Q2. Andres was the only driver knocked out after not setting a lap time. But now positions 11 to 15 will be decided in just a few seconds' time. So, Q2. Who will be knocked out in this session? Well, the first man out, looking rather quick. I believe that might be Big Thunder Boy. No, it's actually going to be Jaden. Likes to come out first, like a certain Colin Hogenberg used to. Oh, and guess what? He must have been the one who joined late, because he's not wearing a helmet. He's using Esteban Ocon's number. And, well, who knows? Maybe in the race, he'll even lose his balaclava. So, Following not so closely behind is Faco in the Alfa Romeo. He's got to get a good result this weekend. In fact, I'll leave a link to the Carbon Racing Series YouTube channel in the description when the stream finishes, and a pinned comment, so people can go check out the... Oh, someone spun. That was Crazy Steve. Spun at turn 13. And he needs to make sure he doesn't go the wrong way or he'll get disqualified. And he's doing a 99-point turn. I think someone else has spun as well. No, he hasn't spun. He's just gone wide. It's stopped. Big Thunder Boy. Where was I? Something. Yeah. A link to the Carbon Racing Series YouTube channel in the description and the pinned comments, where you can see how the season has progressed so far. Faco and Leonard had... Well, Faco had a half-decent race in Japan last season, as Jaden immediately invalidates his lap time. But yeah, Leonard was the pole sitter in Japan, and he had a collision with one of our reserve drivers, Dirk, who isn't here today. And they found himself finishing outside of the points when he was an outside championship contender, and now things would have to go horrifically wrong for Ivan if he were to lose the championship. Gotta remember, Ivan has to outscore Leonard by 7 points and Faco by 8. Whether or not he can do that, that's a good question. But yeah, if the Alphas finish 2 and 3, well, one of them is likely going to lose. The one in third place would lose, and depending on if Ivan gets the fastest lap or not, and well, it depends on the order the Alfa Romeos are in. If it's, I mean, either way, in position 2 or 3, Lennart would not win the championship if Ivan won, regardless of fastest lap. If Faco was in position 2, then he would, depending on if Ivan got the fastest lap or not, he could be still inside the championship fight or not. I'm getting all my words mixed up. Faco currently has the benchmark time, 1:27.5, and 1.1 seconds slower is Danza. No, never mind. Ivan's just gone 4/10 faster than Ivan. And then Faco even, and Bunder Boy goes 3/10 faster than Ivan. Who is this guy? How is he so fast? And he appears to be laggy as well, so that's not exactly forthcoming for being a racer. Times continuing to be put on the board as CRS Pookie just put in a 1:27.9. We've got Ben Dixon about to cross the line on the mediums, 1:28.2. That's something to look at, actually. Tyres. Ben Dixon and Danza have tried their luck on the mediums, and Pookie, who normally tries his luck on the mediums, has decided to go on the softs, so he's forgoing his usual alternate strategy. He's deciding it's perhaps more trouble than it's worth. Luke GDI about to start, well, it has just started his flying lap. Jaden about to finish his flying lap. He's got a Alfa Romeo behind, 1:27.4. Just faster than Faco, so I think Faco has not had a particularly good lap there, and going very slowly as well. Crazy Steve coming into the pit lane. We've got, is that Dan Edwin holding someone up? No, it wasn't. It's Ivan. Oh, and Bunder, yeah, there we go. Bunder Boy having all sorts of connection issues. Vanishing from existence right in front of Ivan's eyes. If this were real life, Ivan would probably be thinking, what the hell was that, aliens? Formula Cringe is also trying his luck on the medium tyres, as is Lennart and Ryan Kennedy. Cringe, fastest of the medium runners so far, 1:28.167. Luke GDI has invalidated his lap time. Ryan Kennedy on his outlap. Affery and Mockrane not yet left the pits. And Lennart coming down the second sector right now. He just crossed the second sector margin, actually. Somewhere in the 58-second window. DRS open down this final sort of curved straight in a way. Into turn 27, hard on the brakes. Very reasonably close to the wall, not very close. Opens the DRS, comes down towards the line. It's going to be 1:28.2. He has done an additional lap on those mediums, so that could be why he's 400ths slower than Cringe. Luke GDI has not invalidated so far. He did a 30-ish second sector 1. Going through the rather long and twisty-wisty sector 2 now. mediums apparently too slow to qualify on around this track. So going for the standard strategy. Cringe and Leonard, though, currently in the top 10, but they may switch out those mediums for softs. Luke GDI, though, is on the soft tyres, which should potentially put him above Cringe. And Dixon, Danza, and oh, well, Luke, there we go. Luke GDI currently third fastest. And at the minute, Ben Dixon, Danza, and Crazy Steve have not had particularly good lap times on. Well, no, fact, best laps were actually set on medium tyres, except for Crazy Steve. He's on a flying lap now. He's just started that. Currently on the soft tyres, so he should. Oh, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. He should blitz this lap somewhat, or at least his previous best. Oh, that was very close to invalidating at turn 10. Across the line for sector 1, he's 3/10 up already. Personal best. Going through turn 13, whatever it is. Too many turns at this track. Why can't I just have 2? Going through that sort of chicane of sorts, right, left kinks, an L down that isn't straight. Sector 2, 7.5 tenths quicker, so he's going to destroy his previous time on the mediums, or whatever it was. Either mediums or a bad lap on the softs. Going through into turn 27 now. Gives the wall a very wide berth. And approaching the finish line, he comes across in a 1:28.467. That's a second faster than his previous. But still room for improvement. Ryan Kennedy pit from he pit. Didn't even get a lap time in on the mediums. Affery, though, is going to try his luck on the mediums still. Mockrane in the Williams. Welcome back, Mockrane. Didn't catch a sector 1 time there, but he's on the soft tyres. Trying to pull a George Russell. See if he can be Mr. Saturday on a Wednesday afternoon, evening. Going through sector 2, what's his split time going to be like? 58.9. It sounds like he's backed off, actually. He's not. It doesn't. The engine wasn't exactly roaring down that straight there. Then again, maybe it's just 8th gear. Got a yellow flag. I think that's Danza going fairly slowly. Mockrane has actually run out of battery. That's not gone well. Luke GDI has retired. He's happy with that lap. Danza managed to improve his time to 5th on the board, 1:27.515. Currently 4 thousandths ahead of Faco. Currently 6th. Is it 6th? 6th and 6th. Dan Edwin currently 7th on an outlap. Not for much longer though. He's about to start another flying lap here. Trying to improve that 1:27.696 as Danza comes into the pits. Pookie also coming into the pits. Ben Dixon on a flying lap here, about to end it. DRS opens, try to improve. 1:28.2 becomes 1:27.2, an entire second quicker. So there we go, the proof that the medium tyres are just not quick enough around this track. A second quicker for Ben Dixon put him into the top 3. A second quicker for Crazy Steve only moved him up a couple of positions. We've currently got Leonard on the soft tyres on an outlap. Not for much longer, though. Dan Edwin. Oh, well, he's invalidated, so that's not gone well. And Mark Crane coming out for another attempt on his tyres. He will only get one more attempt. Crazy Steve also coming out. And there's Leonard coming through the first couple of corners right now. The first chicane. Oh, that was very close to the wall. Almost Max Verstappen close. I mean, all these guys are Dutch after all. Want to emulate Mr. Big Dutch champion man. What's the first sector time going to be? 30.2, 5.5 tenths quicker than his previous best. So already on course to blitz this lap, or his previous lap time, blow it down to the water. Affery has set a 128.4 on the medium tyres, and that's not enough to get him out of the bottom 5. In fact, he's in the pit lane and he won't be able to get another lap attempt in, so he's going to be knocked out. Ryan Kennedy also on a flying lap. Mark Crane has to get around to start a lap as well. There's Faco going to give a bit of a slipstream, but not too much. There's Mark Crane there. He's got to get around the final corner quickly, but he's got 54 seconds to do it, so he's fine. Where will this lap put Leonard? I didn't pay attention to his Sector 2 time, but what about his Sector 3 time? 1 second quicker. That puts him second on the board, but still 3 tenths shy of Big Bunder Boy. Also giving a bit of a slipstream to Faco. Dan Edwin also on another flying lap attempt. Cringe and Ryan Kennedy on out laps. They don't have long to do to get round to the finishing line. And Ryan knows it. He's pushing like crazy on. Mark Crane, I think, may have had a game crash. Formula Cringe has just a couple of seconds, 6 seconds. Can he get across the line? Just in the nick of time. Dan Edwin is 2.5 tenths up in Sector 2. Where's this going to put him? It puts him P6. That should be safe. Mark Crane doesn't seem to have disconnected, but the car doesn't seem to be the fastest either. 31.0 through the second or first sector or whatever it was. Not exactly flying. He's got Faco right behind. And we'll watch with Faco because he's a championship... Oh no! Faco is in the danger zone. Faco could get knocked out here. He's invalidated his lap time. Mark Crane, though, has not invalidated. He comes across the line. It's only 12th. He's fine. So, at the minute, Faco's safe from Mark Crane and Affery, who was not able to improve on soft, so he didn't even get out. Pookie does not improve either. He did improve the lap time, but it wasn't enough to move him above Faco. So what can Formula Cringe do? What can Ryan Kennedy do? 59.7 through Sector 2, though. They're not a good lap sector time there. And currently slowest. So Formula Cringe could knock... In fact, he does! Pookie has been knocked out of Q2 here. And Crazy Steve is not going to be getting a lap time in. So Faco does get through, just about. Cringe gets through by the skin of his teeth, quite literally. And Pookie is knocked out of qualifying. So he will start... Voice broke. He'll start P11, but he will get a free choice of tyres for the race. So I reckon he might start on the medium tyres. Who knows? Though he claims to be bad at this track, so who knows? He could blitz the race. He could be rubbish. So it's Big Bunder Boy who set the fastest lap, but given that I'm not certain if he's come back. Yeah, I don't know if he's managed to rejoin the session. But it could be, once again, pole position for Leonard or Ivan or Faco. Though Faco not looking like he's having a good afternoon here. He's currently 9th fastest. But that could be a different story for Q2, for Q3 even. He was faster than Q1 after all. Yeah, there's a confirmation. Big Bunder Boy only got a single lap time in. Still fast enough to destroy Leonard, who is one of the fastest drivers we have here. So, moving to qualifying 3. Top 10 drivers will be decided within the next 12 or so minutes. Not a lot of time. We've no idea if Bunder Boy has managed to rejoin. Currently, first man out on track, it's the AlphaTauri of MK Ben Dixon. Car number 36. Following behind, it's Danza in the McLaren, and one of the Red Bulls is that Ivan. Well, Ivan's right behind, so that's Dan Edwin leading the way. In fact, Big Bunder Boy has managed to rejoin, so he was obviously happy with the lap time. However, I'm pretty sure he's just a reserve driver. So that's something I'm going to check briefly. I'll do that on my phone, though. So I don't interrupt the stream. Of course, the phone is like, no, you can't do that. No thanks. Right. Let's see. Let us see. Yes, Big Bunder Boy is reserve, so regardless of if he wins or not, he will. Well, if he wins, that's kind of a bummer for Ivan if he's second fastest. But yeah, Bunder Boy cannot score any points because he's reserve. I don't think we move the points downward. So more or less, if Bunder Boy is the fastest driver here, it kind of hurts Ivan's championship chances. Because ideally, Ivan wants to win the race. I mean, everyone wants to win the race. But Ivan really needs to win that race because whoever finishes P2, well, it's a good chunk of points ahead of P2. 7 points. That's enough to eliminate Leonard from the championship, and almost enough to eliminate Faco. In fact, at the next race, all Ivan would have to do is outscore Faco by 1 point if he won this race and didn't get to the fastest lap, with Faco finishing P2. Wouldn't matter where Faco finished unless they were 9th and 10th. In fact, even then it wouldn't really matter. 9th is still 1 more point than 10th. So yeah, Ivan just has to score points, really, and finish ahead of Faco and Leonard. And then whoever, he'll be champion. And I've been rooting for this guy since pretty much when he won. I can't remember which race it was. Belgium last season. We're not riding with him though. That's Dan Edwin, who's just at the benchmark. 127.5 immediately blitzed by Bunderboy and then immediately blitzed by Jaden. But it's Ivan who we're riding with, and in fact he's not been on a push lap. He is now, though. We'll ride with the Red Bull for a little bit, but we've got both of the Alfa Romeos. They're about to switch positions just before turn 22. And I think there was Leonard on in his outlap, making way for Faco, giving him a slipstream down the real DRS straight. Where is Faco going to be? We've got a yellow flag. That's Dan Edwin going slowly to let Luke GDI past, I think. Faco then going across the line, 126.8. Obliterates the time set by Jaden. However, the Red Bulls seem to have seen what the Alphas did, and they're going to do the same thing, but not quite as well. Or maybe it is quite as well, because actually Ivan's getting a nice tow from Dan Edwin, who moves out of the way very nicely. He went 7 seconds quicker than his previous lap, but that wasn't really a push lap. All he has to do now is not cock up. Hugging the inside wall. I want to turn that to the outside for turn 27. And hooks it up very nicely. Doesn't clonk the wall, doesn't pull a Verstappen. Where is this going to put Ivan? Oh, just ahead of Jaden, but crucially behind Ivan and behind Faco even. My mistake. Ivan just behind Faco, which means Faco has provisional pole. And I think he was just gave Lennart. Oh no, Lennart's invalidated. I think he took turn 22 a bit too narrow. And that's not gone well. They were doing the same trick, but now they've got to pull into the pits, and Lennart even doesn't have a lap time on the board. Dan Edwin currently slowest. So the Red Bulls need to try and do the same thing that the Alphas have been doing for both of their drivers, because currently it was just Ivan getting a tow from Dan Edwin, but Dan Edwin, poor guy, didn't get to tow himself. Dan's coming out once again, 127.473 on the board so far for the Papaya McLaren. Going to try and improve his lap already. Oh, never mind. I was about to say, oh, he invalidated his lap, and then immediately remembered he's on his outlap. So it doesn't matter anyway. You can invalidate an outlap and an in-lap all you like. It's not going to count anyway. Currently the only car on track, however, he's about to be joined by Lennart, who has decided he's going to forgo a tow from his teammate and just try and go it alone, I reckon, unless Faco comes out afterwards. And yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. Faco's going to come out afterwards. Got both of the... No, not both of them, just Jaden. And is that Dan Edwin coming out? Or is it Ivan? It's Dan Edwin. So they'll try, with any luck, the Red Bulls will try the same trick, slipstreaming trick down the second main-ish straight as Danza begins his flying lap, maybe his final flying lap of the session. And there's Bunderboy coming out of the pits just behind. I don't see Faco gearing up to leave the pits. I don't see any activity, but it's hard to tell from the garage. Aha, there we go. radio communication between the pair. Faco, if you don't go now, I'm gonna pass you. You need to go. I need that slipstream, boy. And the same thing has to happen with the Red Bulls, even. Formula Cringe, the only Aston Martin. I almost said Aston Martin Red Bulls, which is how they were in 2020. Where is Danza? He's gone slightly faster through Sector 2, but only 800ths faster, so at this moment in time, I don't foresee him improving his position. His lap time could still improve, but he's not going to be overtaking Formula Cringe for 6th place anytime soon. Comes across the line now. Does improve. He lost a little bit of time, but he's basically matched his previous best. Has gone slightly faster, but like I said, wasn't enough. And Lennart has invalidated again, which is kind of ruining their plans here. Faco has an outlap and he's just going to go again anyway. So Lennart is likely not going to get a slipstream here. Both of the Red Bulls, Dan Edwin, I don't think. Yeah, things are going a bit wrong, so Dan Edwin is not going to get a slipstream either. So Faco, on his final flying lap, trying to improve his provisional pole time, if he can. Lennart has, oh no, he's already not gone wide, so and he's not going to be able to get round in time to start another lap. He's got 50 seconds. He might get across the line, but it's going to be tight. And it's going to be difficult. He's going to have to push that car, thrash it. Meanwhile, Jaden has just started the lap. Bunder Boy is going for another attempt very soon, and he's proven himself to be quite quick. We'll see what Bunder Boy can do. Meanwhile, though, Faco has 18 seconds. He's currently provisional pole. Ben Dixon also in an outlap. He's got a few seconds to get across the line. I think he's going to be able to do it by the skin of his teeth. Yes, he does. Faco, though, I'm not certain if he was improving his time. I wasn't paying attention, I'm sorry. Does come across the line and does improve, but it's only by 36 thousandths. Lennart pulling into the pits. He is not getting a lap time on the board. It's disaster for Lennart. He's going to be starting P10. Ivan, though, is 2/10 up on his previous best. At least as far as Sector 2 was concerned. Coming across the line now, and he goes into provisional pole. He blitzes the time by 0.4 of a second. Dan Edwin is... Oh no, Dan Edwin's also invalidated, so it's bad luck for the sort of the second drivers in this occasion. Bunder Boy has also invalidated yet again, so he will not be taking provisional pole away. Luke GDI, could he be an upset here? Opens the DRS, coming towards the final stretch. Across the line, 126.999. He's almost out of Hitler. Still, 2/10 off of Faco. P3, a decent starting position. The first time, in fact, even in season 3, we had a what was it called? A Williams, pretty high up, and that was Simon V8, who was supposed to be taking part tonight, but I don't think he has, as Ben Dixon has actually gone P4. So it's bad luck for the second drivers of the leading teams. Ivan and Faco make up the front row. Dan Edwin and Lennart make up the 5th row. Things couldn't have gone much worse for Dan Edwin and Lennart. At least Dan Edwin got a time on the board, but it was just not good enough. So, yes. So there's your pole sitter, Ivan Hafterkamp, 0.127 faster than Faco, who didn't have a bad lap time, but Ivan just hooked it up through the last sector. What an incredible lap. Luke GDI manages to slip into P3 with Ben Dixon just behind, and Jaden just behind that, and Formula Cringe just behind that, and Big Bunderboy just behind that, and then there's a proverbial gulf between Bunderboy and Danza, and then another proverbial gulf between Danza and Dan Edwin, and then Leonard in P10 with no time after invalidating both of his attempts. Disaster for Dan Edwin, and if things continue this way, he will be out of championship contention on, well, what is the third to last round of this season. Things have not gone well for either of the Alfa Romeo drivers. Both of them had horrific luck for the first half of the season or so, and now that luck is still coming to bite them every so often. So, let's look at the tyres. And as I predicted, Pookie is starting on the mediums, as is Mokrain, as is Afari, as is Ryan Kennedy, as is Hedges. Crazy Steve, however, is the only driver of the bottom 6 who is starting on the soft tyres, and of course the top 10 all starting on the soft tyres, as that's the tyres they qualified on. This is going to be a tense race for Ivan. He just needs to finish the race in first place and try and get the fastest lap. But even if he doesn't get the fastest lap, that's basically championship secured unless things go horrifically wrong in the next race or one of the next races. All he has to do is finish ahead of Faco. Really? Just make that gulf bigger and bigger. He's practically been running away with this championship, and if it weren't for Kane leaving the championship just last round even, well, he would still have a bit of competition, I reckon. Instead, he's got Dan Edwin, a reliable teammate, but one who just hasn't been the fastest. Stop it. There we go. So the grid forming up. I lost the stream on my phone briefly, that's why I'm complaining about it. There we go. The grid more or less formed up. There we go, 5 lights are coming on. It's lights out, and away we go. And I think that's a very poor start for Mokrain. Right at the back, we've got debris across the field, and that's Luke GDI taking a look at the inside of Faco. The Williams trying to get past the Alfa Romeo, but I don't think he's got the ability. No, he hasn't got past. In fact, Ivan still leads, but I think there's a very good start for the two Alfa Romeos. Indeed, they're both up at least one position. Ryan Kennedy is the one who's had some damage, and we've got a virtual safety car. And yes, there we go. Ryan Kennedy has clonked his front wing, and he's lost it. And that's going to be disaster. Mokrane also has lost his front wing. I think that could be attributed to cold, medium tyres. Oh, Han just seems to be bugging as well. He's just warped behind them. He's also lost an end plate. I do seem to recall... Oh, what the hell was that? Could it be that... I know that last week, Formula Cringe appeared to be having connection issues where he couldn't be seen. Ha! Yeah, okay, I think Ryan Kennedy... That's just proved it, really. Hangis was not affected by that whatsoever. So, unfortunately, I don't think Hangis could actually see Ryan there. So, whilst that did look like a horrific thing to do, the fact that Hangis didn't budge... Ryan Kennedy is completely intangible to everyone else. That's what I think is going on there. So the race still not underway. Oh, and Danza picks up a 5-second penalty, so that's a... Well, the race has finally got back underway, and things a bit chaotic already. Already we've got 3 drivers into the pit lane for new front wings. The Hangis, I don't think, actually stopped. And Luke GDI already losing a bit of touch to Faco ahead. Hangis has left for some reason. I think he's having connection issues still. Jaden, 7 tenths behind. Where is... Oh, I see. Big Bunder Boy was up, but at some point he's lost that time, and now he's behind Affery, who finds himself in P10. However, the Haas not looking the quickest. Bunder Boy looking incredibly quick, and actually, Affery lets him pass, so there may have been an illegal overtake at some point, and Affery lets the Alpine go by. Further up the field, Faco in the slipstream of Ivan Hafterkamp, managing to keep pace. As we saw last week in Japan, it actually seems to be rather easy to keep pace with the car in front. I'm wondering which car is built for this track better. Is one of them built for straight line speed? Is one of them built for the twisty bits? Well, at the minute, Faco seems to be able to keep up with Ivan quite nicely. Good start for Lennart as well. He's up 4 positions. The chaos in front of him means that he is up in 6th place. However, is that clock stationary? No, it's just the game being strange. And Ivan, I reckon, desperate to try and lose Faco as soon as he can, but the DRS has now been activated. However, well, the run into turn 27 is where Faco will be able to get past Ivan, or has the ability to get past Ivan. The Red Bull has to try and lose the Alpha, but with this slipstream, Faco is gaining a little by a little. And with the DRS down the sort of back straight, he will have the ability to overtake. But will he choose to overtake? Well, he's not using the energy. Okay, we can bring up the telemetry. And he caught up a little bit, but not too much. Oh, Luke GDI being overtaken by 2 drivers. He may have had a bit of a shoddy lap there. And now, trying to get past Jaden. It's 3 wide down the straight. But it's Formula Cringe, who is now in 3rd place. And Lennart getting close. Oh, with a bit of a tank slapper, though, for the 2nd Alfa Romeo. Dan Edwin has not had a good start. He's down in 11th. Something's gone wrong for the 2nd Red Bull, and he's got a lot of work to do. Ben Dixon also had a couple of first laps. He's down in 12th, though, after good after he qualified in 4th, which is not the result he really would have wanted. Faco then will have the DRS again for this lap. And Ivan still hasn't been able to lose touch of Faco. And just take a brief look at the fastest lap. It's currently Cringe who holds it, but one of these other drivers could still take it. And Faco, certainly a good candidate with the DRS, closing in on Ivan, but still he's not using the battery. He just needs the DRS to stay close to the Red Bull and either get him under the undercut or by... oh, he's actually going for it down turn 1. So he uses the energy and the DRS, and he's going to have the lead into turn 1. Formula Cringe also under attack from Luke GDI. I think that's a bit of a scuffle going on. And that is Luke just got into 3rd place now. He has just about taken the place back from Formula Cringe. We've got a bit of a DRS train going on between these 4 drivers. This is currently the battle for 3rd place, and currently a very close battle. Dan Edwin has managed to get back into the points. He's P9 now. Oh, we've got penalties now from Big Bunder Boy and someone else. Not sure who it was who got that. Big Bunder Boy, Pookie, and Danza, who had that 5-second penalty. We'll just take a brief look at the penalties. Yes, Pookie got a penalty just before Bunder Boy did. And then we'll have the DRS for these 3, no, 4 even. And that's Leonard looking incredibly racy. Leonard gonna try and make a move on Jaden maybe. He's not using the DRS though, it's the DRS train. Ivan up ahead, getting close to Faco again. Oh, it's too wide almost. Formula Cringe is going to lose P3 again. He did have it and he actually got overtaken. He's gonna lose 3 positions in the space of a single straight. That is a disaster for Formula Cringe. And Luke GDI, oh, Cringe is still fighting back though, and he may actually get back past Leonard, who doesn't have the greatest of tyre grip. And Ivan Hafterkamp was not able to get past Faco, but he's still within touching distance. Luke G, the fighting for P3 means that these guys are losing touch to the leaders at a rate of knots. And it's currently a very entertaining battle. Brief, useless DRS straight down to turn 13-ish, the almost hairpin. And it's going to be Luke GDI who's under threat this time from Jaden, then Cringe, and then Leonard, who's using the energy. He wants to try and get past Formula Cringe into turn 22. As we get a penalty for Mokrane now. And Leonard will get the DRS. He uses the energy just a little bit. He's going to wait until the start-finish straight. Everyone has been. What is Jaden going to do? He's actually going to give the DRS. Oh, I think he realized his mistake just too late. And now he's actually been overtaken by Luke GDI. He had the poor inside line. And actually, Leonard's overtaken both Jaden and Formula Cringe. And Leonard is going to find himself in P3. Oh, almost. Very close. Oh, then that was almost contact there. He is in P4. It's been an exceptional recovery so far. Finds himself within touching distance of the podium. And he could get it, but it depends on if he can pull far enough ahead of this group to break the slipstream and the DRS. Meanwhile in front, Ivan Hafterkamp has re-overtaken Faco for the lead. How long will that last for? We've got a 25-lap race here, so there's still plenty of opportunities. However, there are the mandatory pit stops that the drivers have to take. And that's Big Bunder Boy now joining this group. just at the back there. Not quite within a second. His car might be a bit too cornering focused. He was losing a bit of time down the straights, but he caught up through turns 22, and that's Leonard. He's gonna actually hold off on Luke. Yep, he's holding off, but that's going to allow Formula Cringe to catch up. And Luke is going to lose P3 if Leonard has anything to say about it. And Luke just doesn't have an answer. He's trying to break the toe. He's going to try and force Leonard wide, but it's not going to work. And Formula Cringe is going to get past as well. Oh, that was very close. And Formula Cringe now finds himself in P4. Luke loses 2 positions in the space of a single straight, but Luke is trying to come back for turn 4. No, he can't. Not on this occasion. Turn 4 is not an overtaking position place. Pit stops going down the field. Pookie is one of them, as is Jaden. So that's Big Bunder Boy, now the only Alpine in this group. This now returned to 4 drivers. Pookie, actually, he did start on the medium tyres. So he's gone to hard tyres. Things seem to have not gone well for Pookie. Something's gone wrong for the German driver, and now he's outside of the points. And Leonard actually has a fair gap on Cringe, but it's not enough. Cringe will get the DRS down this back straight. He will have the opportunity to catch up a bit. Will he be able to make a move? I don't think so. Leonard does have... Well, he is a very skillful driver, and I think Bunderboy is going to make a move on Luke GDI. He does. And that has promoted Bunderboy up into... Oh, upper position. And Leonard dives into the pits. Presumably to put medium tyres on and try and undercut the group and maintain a hold on P3 here. Luke GDI also pitting for new medium tyres. So he's already, that's Luke committing to the 1 stop here. Not 1 stop, the 2 stop even. Big Bunder Boy on the soft tyres. Had a poor start, but now he finds himself right behind Formula Cringe and able to get onto the podium. However, we'll have to see how effective the undercutter is around here. At the front of the field, Faco is not having the greatest of luck. He's fallen a little bit behind, though he's used his energy to catch back up, and I think it could be that Faco has a bit more straight line speed than Ivan. In fact, he's actually holding off on the DRS, and he's going to use it down the main straight again. Oh, he's a little bit wide. And I think that's compromised his run. He does get the DRS. In fact, he's going to follow Ivan into the pits. So he was probably going to try and get an undercut, and then Ivan answered immediately. Ivan had the same idea. Oh, Jaden has retired. He's actually crashed. And there's a safety car. So this could be very helpful to Leonard. What happened to Jaden? I'm not certain what's happened there. That's a very strange place to crash. And Leonard is actually going to lose out to Formula Cringe there, who was able to pit under the safety car. But he's still held on to 5th at least. Big Bunder Boy is now leading the race, but he will have to pit, and he's got, I think, 6 seconds of penalties now. Yes. So he will not be able to maintain the lead, and he has to pit anyway. But he does appear to be a very quick driver, and with the effectively a faster pit stop under safety car conditions, he could find himself in a decent position to challenge for an unlikely victory. So, Wonder Boy has about 10 seconds to Ivan. Behind. Will he pit? Yes, he does. So the pit stop around here will probably put him in third place ahead of Formula Cringe. Not certain though. That's the possibility here. Where is Cringe? He's going past the pit entry now. He's got to maintain a delta here. And that is Big Wonder Boy ahead of Formula Cringe, and his tyres are going to be a bit newer. Oh, don't do that. But not by much. Maybe only a lap newer. But still, fresh, newer tyres can still be very crucial around here. Around any track, even. We've just got to wait for people to pit. There seems to have been a couple more incidents, because I seem to remember that Danza has already pit. In fact, yes, this is his second stop, I think. Or his third. It's not going well for Danza. He's gone onto soft tyres, and he's going to be losing 2 more positions. Yes, that was in fact Danza's third stop, so been a bit of a bogey race for the McLaren. We've just got to wait for Hanges to catch up to the back of the field, I think. Hopefully. Unless the game has other ideas. I don't think so, though. Currently, it's Ivan who leads. And he'll want to try and gain a 1-second advantage over Faco and Big Wonder Boy, who does appear to be a very quick driver and has been lucky under the safety car to be promoted into third place. Didn't see him coming out on top of that battle for third. Someone's saying show the front when there was no real battle going on. I mean, there was. But there was a more interesting battle going on for third. So, I'm going to show what I think is most interesting. And just stopping again for a new front wing. What is going on? That's his third stop now. And his second, I think, for a new front wing. So what is going on with Hanges here? Well, I reckon it's probably this track. It is quite evil. As Mick Schumacher can tell you. He's got to try and catch up to the rest of the field. Danza is about to do that. Apparently that's Mockrane, but it's not, because we know better. The game is just being strange again. There's just one car that's got to catch up, though maybe the game will let them go pie? What? Maybe the game will pull the safety car in. Doesn't look like it. We're going to be waiting another lap for Hanges to catch up. Which is irritating. Which means we'll have gone half race distance by the time this safety car period ends. He's using his energy under the safety car period to catch up. Ah. And look, he's almost caught up already. You could have just let the pack go. Honestly. What is he doing now? Why is he going so slowly? Just catch up to the rest of the field. Go! Is Han just intentionally lengthening the safety car here? Because he's not using full throttle. In fact, it looks like he's trying to not catch up at all. And now he's finally using some throttle, but still, I would have caught up by now. Come on. Go. Well, we're at half race distance, more or less. Hopefully, the safety car will end on this lap, and the racing will get underway on lap 14. Please get that safety car in game. Oh no, now Afari's lost a bit of touch. Oh, well, no, never mind. Doesn't matter, the safety car is finally coming in. And now it's up to Ivan to control the pace and see if he can catch a certain Alfa Romeo off guard. Let's take a brief look at fastest lap. It's Big Bunder Boy who has it still. Well, not still, who has it. And Ivan will lead the field away. Let's take a look if there's anything going wrong. No, nothing untoward going on. And Ivan guns it across the line. And Big Bunder Boy looking like he could get Faco here. Was taking a look. And that was Danza taking a look on Mockrane further down the field as well. And Ivan already got a healthy lead. Dan Edwin lost a position, I think, to Luke GDI there. And actually, yeah, Ivan managing to pull a decent gap on Faco, who may have had to defend somewhat from Big Bunder Boy. And if he has to keep defending, he's going to lose touch. Getting outside of that 1 second barrier is just a scenario he doesn't want to happen. But he's got to try and defend from behind, whilst also attacking up front. It's hard to tell how these cars are built, because Faco does seem to be faster on the straights, but I don't know which car is faster through the corners. Oh, more position changes. Ben Dixon's got past Pookie for P8, or maybe Pookie made a move and then immediately lost it. Okay, Faco has managed to catch up a bit, but Big Bunder Boy is getting on the tail end of that Alfa Romeo. Oh, and that is actually Formula Cringe and Leonard. There's a bit of fighting going on. Leonard desperate to get past, but Cringe, I think he's run out of energy. He's used too much of his energy trying to defend from Leonard, and it's not paid off for him. And now he's lost the position. That's Luke GDI under threat from Dan Edwin, but he cut the corner a little bit. So that would be a warning, I think. It's Ben Dixon picks up a 3-second time penalty. Big Bunder Boy still right up the diffuser of the Alfa Romeo. Ooh. He definitely seems to have a lot more grip through these corners. Will he make a move into the hairpin here? I don't think so. It's not really a place you can make a move. Ivan actually losing a bit of time. So what was a good safety car restart for Ivan, he's losing time. In fact, I don't think he's used up a lot of his energy. Maybe he's trying to back Faco up into Big Bunder Boy and try and gain some time. But I think he's losing too much time. Ivan, he's definitely backing guys up. But I don't see the advantage for this, because Faco is going to try and make a move now. And so is Big Bunder Boy. In fact, Big Bunder Boy has been boxed in a bit. He's going to try and go around the inside. In fact, Ivan is going to lose 2 positions. No, Big Bunda Boy gets the pair of them. But Ivan still in a good position. He is going up the inside. He's going to have the inside of turn 1, which will turn to the outside. Oh, there's a bit of contact. Nothing too untoward, however. And now Bunda Boy has to settle for P2, and Faco currently in P3. If Ivan can hold on to this lead, that's race victory, and more than enough points to get Faco out of championship contention. But Big Bunda Boy looking absolutely unstoppable. He's trying to go around the outside of the hairpin. He's got those multiple seconds of penalties though, and he's actually going around the inside. He's trying to make him the move at any point. He's getting impatient. I wonder if he feels that we're disadvantaging. Oh, he's gone wide! Oh, he's overcooked it. And that puts him out of race victory contention, I reckon. But now there's 2 Alfa Romeos on the tail of this Red Bull. And they're both going to have DRS. Faco closed it briefly. Doesn't want to overtake now? Well, yet. And he's going to give Ivan, well, let Ivan stay in front. And both of the Alfa Romeos, oh, virtual safety car. Crazy Steve has crashed. I didn't realize that. And Pookie, I think, has had a incident. What's going on? Leonard has left as well. Oh no! Leonard has suffered a disconnection or a game crash. And that is going to be disaster because his AI is rubbish. He's lost 3 positions. He's losing all the positions. They're all trying to not... Oh, and there's been collisions. What? And now Leonard suddenly warps in front. Wow. So there's been damage caused because people thought that Leonard was going slowly, but nope. What is going on? Well, the race has got back underway. Faco still within touching distance of Ivan, but Formula Cringe now within touching distance of Faco. We've got lots of chaos going down the field, and Pookie may have had a... I think Pookie has had a disconnection. Check a look. Yes, in fact, he is invisible, as is Afri. This is going to allow Handers to get past. Oh, there's a spin for Mockrane. And then he immediately gets going. He used reset to track there, which you're not allowed to do. Faco threatening Ivan here, but he's quite happy to let Ivan sit in front and not get the DRS. Get the DRS down the main straight here. However, he's too far back to really make a move. He's going to have to hold off for now. Luke GDI in contention for a podium now, as Leonard is still invisible. And that's going to allow Big Bunda Boy to get back past. Funnily, how he didn't get any wing damage there, even though he rammed the wall wing first. You would have thought he would have lost at least a piece of his wing. But no, it seems like he still has a lot of grip. That's strange. Oh, Dan Edwin picks up a time penalty now. Everyone's picking up the time penalties. Yeah, that's weird. Bunda Boy didn't pick up any damage from hitting the wall. He does it again! And he still doesn't have damage. Though now he has retired. How does he not have damage from hitting the wall twice? You'd think he'd lose his... I wonder, is the game settings wrong? I'm going to take a brief look. Lobby options. Damage should be on. I don't see it. Where is it? Weekend, weather, rules and flags. I don't know. Simulation, standard. Oh! Faco had a bit of a moment there. He's lost a bit of time to Ivan, and he's under threat from Formula Cringe. This could be crucial. Can Cringe get past the Alfa Romeo? Faker's gonna make it difficult for the Aston Martin, who is doing his best to try and get past. He's going to have the traction, I think, but no, he saw the opening. He did try to take it, but it just wasn't enough. And Faker holds on to P2, but that was very close, and Ivan didn't gain as much time as he would have liked. And that's irritating. That's gonna be irritating, because Faker was still inside the DRS detection point, and he is gonna have the DRS down this tiny little straight, and it's gonna allow him to catch up a bit. Afri, Pookie, and Leonard have lost steam connections. So by virtue of poor steam connection, Leonard is going to lose the championship in this round. Oh, yellow flag. That's Dander. Or Danza, even. Going slowly. I don't think he's hit the wall. There doesn't appear to be any damage. Ivan, meanwhile, still under threat from Faker, who backs off just before turn 27. And he's going to have the run down the main straight again. He has the DRS. He's not using the energy. He's going to try and make the move on Ivan. He's going for it. And he breezes past. And that's Ivan back down into second place. Let's take... Oh, no, wrong button. Let's take a look at fastest lap. Ben Dixon currently has the fastest lap. 129.9. So at this rate, even if Ivan does win the race, Faker will still be in contention, but only by a single point. Safety car! Danza has crashed at turn 13 or something. In fact, he's right in front where he was, and then the game decided to delete his car. So I didn't catch that. Could this allow Pookie and Leonard to get back into the race? Well, I don't think so. Unfortunate that this is how Leonard's championship challenge ends. He'll still be able to support Faker, but I really don't see how Faker can... Well, I don't know. Faker's still currently in the lead. And he does have a slightly fastest lap than Ivan, who may have built his car more for the corners than the straight lines. And Faker has just had the abilities to catch up, really. Of course, we've got a very familiar situation. Safety car at this point of the race. The last time this happened, Leonard, that was basically the championship deciding moment for Leonard. No pit stops. They're going to remain on these tyres. 10 or 11 lap old mediums. And just on fairly new tyres of the bot driven cars, now on brand new softs. Not going to make a difference, however. Currently, position changes. Pardon me. Position changes. Faker up 1. Ivan down 1. Formula Cringe up 3. I wonder if he can maintain this race lead, but he's got very similar pace to Luke GDI, who's currently in 4th. Dan Edwin in 5th after starting 9th. Up 4 positions. Ben Dixon down 2 positions. Not been a great race for him. Hangis up 9 positions after starting dead last. And Afri up 6, even though he's a bot now. Pookie up 2, even though he's a bot now. Leonard back into the points, but it doesn't really matter because Mark Crane has pit for new tyres as well, and he will be able to overtake Leonard. Oh no! What's gone wrong? Oh no! What's disaster for Faker? What the hell has happened there? And there's been a collision with Dan Edwin, I think. Dan Edwin has crashed out. Oh, Ivan has crashed out as well. What? What? Hang on. A red flag? Faker and Ivan kept driving. So, red flag. I guess we're gonna restart. We're having a shorter restart. I don't know what's going on. They can't reconnect, so what? That means you... No one else is disconnected, so... Is this what's happened? Dan, Edwin, Faker, and Ivan all purposely crashed to try and get the others to leave? Okay, everyone's leaving the set. Well, some of the people are leaving the session. Formula Cringe, however, I don't think he realises. And I've got all the voice chats turned off, so I don't think they will understand. I pressed the wrong button. Formula Cringe, I don't think he's in my friends list, so I can't talk to him. Someone else is going to have to talk to him. Well, Luke's left. Okay, well... wrong button. Opened up the wrong menu thing, so I guess as soon as I leave, everyone's going to realise, wait, something's not right. So that was looking like it was going to be a great last few laps, and now we're going to do 50% race again. Not 50%, 25, but still, that's just... What? Okay. It was looking like it was going to be a fantastic last few laps. And now we're going to basically have a reset of the last 50%. Of the last 20... Oh, whatever, just... Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. Just F1 game shenanigans, I suppose, though. In this case, it was more like Steam shenanigans. Because how the hell did 3 people in different parts of the world lose connection to Steam, and yet no one else has? Oh, I need to hit the spectator button. Everyone who is at lap 17 can join. So, okay. Brief black screen. Let's go see what lap situation was on lap 17. Lap 17 was when Crazy Steve crashed. So, Ivan, Faco, Cringe, Luke, Leonard, Dan Edwin, Big Bunderboy, Ben Dixon, Danza, Afari, Pookie, Mokrane, and Hanges, in that order. So we shall see. We shall see. Brief voice break there. So I'll just I need to find it again. It's irritating. Lap 17. Where were we? Of course, that was when Bunderboy had his crash. So he was down in 7th at that point. So, beginning of lap 17, it was Ivan Lennart. Ivan Faco. Lennart. Oh, but for what? Which one? From VSC laps. We've got conflicting information here. Dan Edwin says everyone who was on lap 17 can join, but Ivan says from virtual safety car lap 16, which was different because Crazy Steve hadn't crashed yet. So, well, I don't know. Hang on. No, I think Crazy Steve was the cause of that, wasn't he? Yes. So the lap 16 virtual safety car, that was the one he caused, and Ben Dixon lost a position just before that. So, Ivan, Faco, Lennart. Oh, well, we're going back into the race anyway, so I think everyone's... I think the grid has been set. So we're going to have a 25% race for some reason. With a much smaller grid, and we're going, into a formation map. And we've only managed to get a few of the drivers back. I guess there was at least one person who was like, I'm not going to leave this lobby. And decided to stay with the old one so they could win the race for once. So Ivan will lead the pack away, and Lennart's now in a very good position. Free choice of tyres. All the penalty point, well, the penalties that everyone had have been eliminated, but I don't know if people like Bunderboy will get them back. I imagine Bunderboy would very much not like to have his penalties back, but I think that would be unfair. I think because Bunderboy had all those penalties, he should have them back, regardless of what he wants. But that's just me. What are the tyres then? Free choice of tyres. And because it's technically a new race, there is going to have to be a mandatory pit stop, annoyingly. So Ivan, Faco, Lennart, Dan Edwin, Bunderboy and Affery going on the soft tyres. Cringe, Ben Dixon, Pookie and Danza trying their luck on the softs. So the grid will be forming up momentarily, with Ivan leading the pack away for the second time tonight, and hoping that he can get a second outside of one or preferably both of these Alfa Romeos. He's got 13 laps to try and maintain that lead. Let's see what they can do as Afri, as the last car to form up. So, 5 lights coming on. It's lights out, and away we go for hopefully the final time tonight. And that's Bunderboy already getting past Formula Cringe at a horrific start. Dan Edwin, though, getting a bit argy-bargy, I think, with that very same Alpine. In fact, Bunderboy already up into 4th place, right behind the 2 Alfa Romeos. We've got a very clean restart. There's been no crashes here. Hanges is the one who hasn't joined, actually. I think, as I seem to recall, he left. Might have had the same disconnection issues. Lennart still currently outside of the ability to challenge for the championship here. He's right behind Faco. Will he stay behind Faco? You see, both of these drivers want to keep that championship challenge alive, and I'm wondering who of these two is gonna yield. I don't think either one will. I don't think either of them will want to yield. But if they can both finish ahead of Ivan, or at least get Ivan into P2, they should be at least able to continue. Oh, Han just didn't understand. Oh, well, Ivan's already been overtaken. Yes, there was a restart, Hanges. I'm surprised no one thought to invite you. Ivan, then, still fighting, and Bunderboy might be about to get past. He's going to try and take a look. That's Ivan about to fall into 3rd position. If he can hold on to at least 2nd, however, no, he's not going to. In fact, yes, he will hold on to 2nd position, though he did cut the corner a little bit. There will be a slight, well, a warning, I think. In fact, that has allowed Faco to get out almost outside of a 2nd of Ivan, which is exactly what Ivan would have wanted, but it's gone horrifically wrong. I'm sorry, Hanges, you didn't win the race. Lennart put up a red flag, which means that because he, Pookie, and Afri couldn't reconnect because they lost connection to Steam, and so that's hurt them, and it did cause a bit of chaos down the field. So yeah. So Lennart on the tail of Ivan. Can Ivan stay within the 1 second margin of Faco? Oh, God. I don't think anyone is going to restart Hanges, I'm sorry. I think it's a bit too late. We're already into the final race here. And Lennart is going to go up the inside of Ivan. I do think Ivan has a different build here, a different setup. He does seem to have a bit more cornering speed than Lennart does. But that means all this fighting with Faco, with Lennart even, means that he's losing touch to Faco. Oh! And Lennart backing off. Oh. He's left, I think. Lennart's retired. We're going to restart just for Hanges, aren't we? I think this is what's happening. We're going to restart just for Hanges. I'm not certain. I'm not really certain what's going on here. Faco seems to be going slowly too. I mean, we'll keep riding with these guys for now, but I think we're going to have another restart. I'm not certain. Leonard has retired. He slowed down all of his own accord. I'm thinking that he will try and restart the race again. Because apparently Han just joined just as we started the race and somehow didn't get in. So maybe he's been contacting Leonard as well. But now Ivan, if this race is the last one, Ivan is within the DRS of Faco. He could potentially get past. But we've got this massive distraction hanging over our heads that the race could be restarted again. Leonard has retired, but I don't know if this is the final attempt or if we're going to null and void this second restart. Big Thunder Boy just sails right past these guys. What is going on? How has he got so much pace? The fact is that DRS, yes, there's DRS on the Red Bull here, and he just sails past Big Thunder Boy again. These guys are definitely racing. Dan Edwin getting into the mix. But Big Thunder Boy ahead of this pack. And he's probably going to fly off down the road, but he has 3 seconds worth of penalties. With possibly another 6 seconds worth that could be has it back on top. Because, you know, that wouldn't be right to gain all those penalties in the first part of the race and then just lose them all. Ivan still within touching distance. And Ivan, all Ivan has to do is stay within a second and he'll win the race. In fact, this could actually be a reasonable position for Ivan to be in. Because he is within this the DRS margin of Big Thunder Boy, which would cause a DRS train, and which means Faker will find it a bit more difficult to get past. However, Big Thunder Boy has run out of energy. So Ivan will probably try and get past Big Thunder Boy because he has to see those lights going off. And he's going to make his move. Big Thunder Boy has no energy. He's probably depleted all of it. That Faker going to make a move as well. Ivan not as fast down the straight as Faker was, but I don't know. Faker was going a bit wide there. Big Thunder Boy will be able to fight again. As Dan Edwin makes his pit stop. Everyone's going to have to pit here. And so, Faco still in contention. Big Thunder Boy still has at least 3 seconds worth of penalties. Which means even if he wins the race and... Well, if he wins the race, he'd have to go 3 seconds ahead of whoever does win. I think that Pookie had a bit of a moment there. And Ivan still, well, I say still, has got back into the lead of the race, but he's not going to be able to hold on at this rate. He may pit on this lap for medium tyres. Ben Dixon is going to try and make a move on Afri by the looks of things as well. He's got the DRS, and he sails past the Haas. Faco, once again, quite happy to let Ivan stay in front so he can get the DRS. Though Ivan immediately dives into the pits, Big Thunder Boy is going to stay out and potentially give an undercut, well, give Ivan and Faco the opportunity to undercut. However, we saw what happened last time this happened. Oh, what's going on there? There we go. Game being weird again. So the last time Big Thunder Boy stayed out whilst everyone else came in, we got a safety car, which allowed him to maintain positions. But I don't think that's going to happen on this occasion. So we've got a few laps to go. It's only a 25% race. And in fact, Dan Edwin has managed to jump Faco here. So this is an ideal situation for Ivan Hafterkamp. Which means, because he's got a teammate right behind who can defend from Faco, this is a dream scenario for Ivan here. I still don't have any information. I'm gonna check the Discord again. And there's been no messages from Leonard. So Leonard has simply retired of his own accord here and will not be in. Well, he's forfeited the championship here. Unless Leonard does come back after this race and says, nope, we're going to redo that race. Or whatever, I don't know. Big Bunder Boy into the pits, which will allow... Oh, the Red Bulls seem to be fighting now. Dan Edwin has the DRS on his teammate. And he's going to go past. Ivan is going to be passed by Faco as well. Which is not ideal at all. The two Red Bulls really needed to stay in position. A bit of a tank slapper for Ivan, and Dan Edwin finds himself in the lead now, which is something that we wouldn't have been saying earlier tonight. 5 laps to go. Faco now potentially under threat from Ivan as Big Bunder Boy gets another 3 seconds worth of penalties. And what can Dan Edwin do? Ideally, he wants to try and support his teammate here. Dan Edwin is nowhere near getting the championship. But Ivan has to win the race. He would ideally need to win the race. He can't win the championship today because, regardless, button. Fastest lap does not go to him. But he really needs to finish ahead of Faco here. So he gets the DRS. Dan Edwin will not because he was at the lead of the train. I wonder if he's going to brake check. He's going to... No, Faco stays in a crucial position. A position that would allow him to stay behind Dan Edwin without Dan Edwin trying to brake check him. And the two are going to sail past Dan Edwin. And Oh, what's that? What the hell? And Ivan gets a time penalty as Big Bunder Boy decides to be an absolute big bungle boy. What the hell was that? You can't do that. So he dive bombs and he's just ruined Ivan's race here. It's a good thing that there's no side pod damage in this with this damage model, but still, what the fuck was that? It's like he didn't even brake. So now Ivan, it looks like he's got a 3-second time penalty for something that wasn't even his fault. He gets pushed off the track, and then the game's like, no, you cut the corner. That was clearly you trying to gain an advantage, even though you got slammed into by an idiot. So that should get removed, but now Dan Edwin is going to have to try and defend from Ben Dixon, which means he's got to overtake Ivan, but he's going to give the DRS to Ivan as well, which is kind of a good teammate move, I guess. Ben Dixon absolutely flying, though, on the soft tyres. And Dan Edwin actually sacrificing his race here for Ivan's. I do think that penalty will be removed because that wasn't his fault. That's just the game being stupid. Faco, though, is gonna win this race at this rate because Ivan's race was ruined by Big Idiot Boy. Big I can't drive boy. Sure, I'm fast, but then I can't decide if I'm gonna... that really irritates me. That pisses me off. Ben Dixon, though, on the soft tyres, he's going to finish P2, and this is a race what could have been for Ivan, because now His teammate's still right behind him, and he really needed to finish ahead of Faco, and this idiot has just ruined his race for him. Your brake pedal only went to 50, and you thought it was a good idea to try and make the corner anyway. So you thought... Like, we're not playing single player here, mate. This is an online league. You don't... If your brake pedal doesn't work properly for some reason, you don't just try and make the corner anyway. Go for the runoff area. That's what it's for. You just ruined Ivan's race here. Look, he's so unsettled. He probably has damage of some sort because he's just not going very fast. He's lost 3 positions. He's losing pace touch to his teammate even. Regardless, that penalty is almost certainly going to be removed from Ivan, but it's not really going to matter because he's at the back of this train anyway and losing more touch more and more. I think he does have damage in some way, even if we can't see it. Ben Dixon, though, is flying. I don't know if he can catch up to Faco soon enough. Dan Edwin could still be on for a surprise podium here. In fact, Ben Dixon has hit... Well, maybe he was just recovering energy there. Let's open the telemetry. Oh, yes. Ben Dixon is very low on energy. Dan Edwin has a lot more to play with. Ben Dixon so desperate to... Oh, no. Dan Edwin's overcooked it a little bit. He'll get the DRS, though, down the start-finish straight. And he can get up into P2 here. Dan Edwin finds himself in P2 ahead of Ben Dixon, and Ivan, who's just losing more and more touch. He is at least safe to Afri. He will get P4, which is not the position he would have wanted. That means it allows Faco to catch up by a huge margin. Oh, and he picks up another time penalty. And that one was his fault, so that one won't be removed, but... It's just a absolute farce, really. Race of what could have been. And now Ivan's championship challenge has to go on for at least another race. It's not a huge disaster. He does at least score some points, but he could have scored so much more. He had to finish ahead of Faco, and now Faco's gained more points on him. Meanwhile, the battle for P2 here, going down to the wire. Faco has actually run out of energy as well. Trying to go for the fastest lap. Ben Dixon gets back into P2. And this is going to be crucial, because Dan Edwin could get back past. Oh, Ben Dixon on the soft tyres, though, and I think has bit more energy to play with. And Ivan's just... You can tell that Ivan is not happy. He's just given up a bit. He's still going fast enough to complete the race, but he's just not pushing anymore. Ben Dixon is catching up a bit to Faco. I don't know if he'll get close enough to make a move, though. He could get inside the DRS, which could help him defend P2 from Dan Edwin. But at the minute, it's Faco who will win this race. He's running very low on energy. Everyone's running low on energy. Dan Edwin could... In fact, yeah, Ben Dixon's not going to get the what's it called? The DRS. But I don't think Dan Edwin's close enough. In fact, no, he's not. He does have the DRS. He's not using the energy. Oh, Cringe has crashed. Oh, that's a disaster for Cringe. But what's not a disaster is Fako's race. It could have gone a lot worse. Fako, though, is going to win, and that is a very close finish between Ben Dixon and Dan Edwin. Ben Dixon finishes P2, Dan Edwin P3, and Ivan finishes a lowly P4. And he's got to be absolutely raging, though he doesn't understand what's going on. Formula Cringe will not finish P6. He will be classified P7, though. But he's going to be beaten by someone who doesn't have a front wing. Well, yes, there we go. The championship continues. And Ivan's lost a bit of ground. He needed to outscore Fako by 8 points, and now he's going to have to try and outscore Fako by even more. So, 8 points plus 3, 6. I reckon about 14 points he has to try and outscore Fako by now. Not the race he would have wanted. But Fako has been imperious all night. It was going to be a very difficult race to win. So there we go. Danza is the final driver to cross the line. Don't know why he's stopping though. Trying to do a donut? No, that's not how you do it. But there we go. Yeah, Ivan is not happy at all. Here's your race winner of a very controversial race. First there was disconnections, then there was crashes. People not being able to rejoin for whatever reason. And a very upset championship leader. 25 points for Fako. Oh, what the hell? I didn't click on that. 25 points for Fako and 12 for Ivan. So I'm pretty sure that means 14 points that Ivan has to try and outscore Fako by, which isn't going to happen. He just has to try and outscore Fako whenever he can. And this was one of those occasions that he needed to outscore Fako. And of course, things just didn't go his way. As for Big Bunder Boy, fix your brakes. Fix your brake pedal. Huh? I'm not done with that, though. Crisp, cool summary. I'm not on a call, though. What did I think I was doing? Well, I've got about 13 minutes of my crisp audio noise cancellation thing left for this week, so just in time, really. Just in time. Right. Hang on. There we go. That should look better. Ah. Huh. So Big Bunder Boy joined yesterday, and he'd already left. Came just long enough to ruin one race. Congratulations. In fact, he got banned. Yeah. Being faster doesn't help if you do something stupid, even if it is something that your brakes is doing. Fact is, you you shouldn't have tried to take out the championship leader, because that's what you did, mate. You the fact is, you took out you didn't, sure, you didn't end his race, but you did ruin it. You crashed into the championship leader, where you really, whoever was on your right, that's who you should have crashed into, if anyone. Yeah. So we'll see everyone on Sunday for the next round of Huts Gaming F1 League. Hopefully, it's not going to be as eventful as this one. So yes, take care, everyone, and we'll see you on Sunday for Huts F1. Thank you very much for watching, and good night.